Ask yourself 3 questions. 1, is the internet the future? 2, are there fortunes being made on the internet? 3, are you making a fortune on the internet?
Why not? Because fortunes are being made now, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
The 40 richest people under the age of 40?
Guess what? Over half of them made their fortunes on the internet. And believe it or not, you could too.
All you need is access to a computer.
The internet will do 2 things: create new opportunities and destroy old ways and methods of doing business.
Welcome to the Internet Gold Rush. You can stake your claim or sit back and watch it all happen.
But you thought saving money made you money.
If you take a look at this 40-year run on the dollar is designed economically to lose money every single year. So why would you save something that loses money every year? And what this means for somebody on retirement plans is that after you retire, the value of your dollar goes down and your cost of living keeps going up. To my rich dad, that was bad advice and made no sense. Again, it was different value. An important diagram my rich dad showed me when I was a little boy was a diagram known as a cash flow quadrant. And the quadrant is made up of the 4 different people who make up the world of business. So my rich dad said, in the world of business, there's E's. And E's stand for employees. An employee, he says, you can always tell who they are by their core values. And what the employee, whether the president or the janitor of the company, will always say the same words. The words are, I'm looking for a safe, secure job with benefits. That's what makes them an employee, because their core values are security. The other one of the 4 is the S, or the small business owner or the self-employed. And again, their core values will cause them to use the same words, which are, if you want it done right, do it by yourself. S means they're also solo. They're generally one-person act, or they operate by themselves. On the right side of the quadrant are the B's. And what Rich Dad said the B stood for was big business, or like Bill Gates. Forbes defines big business as 500 employees or more. And their words are different. They say, I'm looking for a good system, a good network, and the smartest people I know to help run my business. So they're unlike the S. They don't want to run the company by themselves. They want smart people to run their companies for them. And then the 4th of the quadrant is the I, and I stands for investor. These are people who have money work hard for them. These people are people who have people work hard for them. And these are the people that work hard for the rich here. So early on in my life, it was my poor dad who always said to me, you know, Robert, go to school and get a high-paying job. And so my poor dad's core value was to be an employee. He wanted job security, promotions, a steady paycheck, and all this. And so it was my rich dad who said to me, he says, you know, Robert, if you really want to be rich, learn to build businesses. It made more sense to him to work hard to build a business, something you owned, and something you could pass on for generation to generation to your kids. Whereas my poor dad said work hard, but my rich dad said, why would you work hard for something you'll never own and you can get fired from right away? Again, that was the difference in values. So my rich dad suggested I learn how to be a business owner and learn how to be an investor. And that's one of the big differences. On this side of the quadrant, these people here work for security. They work for money also. On this side over here, their key value that they want is they want freedom.
Gold and silver is God's money. It's money made by God. And then in 1971, the U.S. government, under President Nixon, took God's money and turned it into man-made money. Never in the history of the world has this ever happened. In 1971, the U.S. and Nixon convinced the entire world to replace gold and silver with paper money. This stuff. Cash is trash. So the reason we have so much volatility in the world today is historically, since the time of the Romans and the Greeks and the French and the English and the Germans, every time they have taken God's money, like silver here, and replaced it with man-made money, there's been economic volatility. Now the problem is, so the dollar is going to keep dropping. So one of the reasons I can predict what's going to happen is I can predict the dollar will keep dropping simply because the U.S. government and now the euro, the European central banks, are printing so much of this trash. So you'll see gold going up in price, oil going up in price, real estate going up in price, because this is trash. So that's what happened in 1971, has happened throughout history. And the reason this current election doesn't make any difference is the only person that can put this back in place is a strong, charismatic leader. People like Julius Caesar, Napoleon. That's why they were such great leaders, was they actually replaced this with this. So there will be more this printed than ever before, which means the dollar keeps coming down and other things keep going up. And that's really what's going to happen. It's predictable. And eventually this will go to its true worth, zero. So all of you savers out there and people trying to save this trash, you're going to lose big time. To me, I've been saying this for a number of years now, silver is the biggest opportunity I have ever seen, bigger than real estate, bigger than anything else. And silver, as we're talking today, 2008, is about $15 an ounce. Mm-hmm. There's less than 10-year supply worth of silver on planet Earth. The difference between gold and silver is gold is hoarded, silver is consumed. Silver is an industrial precious metal. It is used in cell phones, telephones, computers, electric lights, everywhere. The more information age we become, the more we use silver. And what Michael is saying is that stockpile is at all-time lows, and they're not discovering much more. Poland has about 25% of the world's silver, so you know, buy real estate silver in Poland. You know, but anyway, so when people say,
Mexico too.
Yeah, where am I investing? I say I'm investing in the world. I say, what do you mean by that? It says I'm investing in a metal that is consumed throughout the world. So I haven't. I buy a little gold, but I've been buying silver. Kim and I've been buying silver since it was about $4 an ounce, and we stockpile it. We buy ETFs. We buy anything we can in that stuff, and then you know it was what, $7. Then all of a sudden now it's 15, and we're just watching it. It is not crystal ball. You know, it is not about the stuff on television. It is pure supply, demand, economics, fundamentals. As I said, there's 2 billion people wanting the Western lifestyle. 2 billion people wanting cell phones, computers, electricity, bikes, all of this stuff. So I look at it as $15 an ounce. Oh, I think I'll wait. Well, I remember when it was $3 and $3.50, then $3.70, then $4, and then I said, yep, the bottom had been hit. The thing is trending up, and it just keeps going.
And I just wanted to point out, more than the money that I'm about to show you this week that I made with the mailbox profit system, which of course, as you already know, promotes Lightyear Wireless. More than the money, it's more about the time freedom. The freedom for me to stop what I'm doing, which isn't much, hanging out at home with the family. Of course, my kids are in school today, during the day. But hanging out with my wife, hanging out with my youngest son, my 3-month-old. Landon, but more importantly than the money, it's be able to stop what I'm doing and come pick up my son from school because he's sick, not having to ask my boss if I can take off of work that day or if I can leave real quick to take him to the doctor. That's the exciting part about this business, being able to do what I want, when I want, for as long as I want. I never have to check my bank balance kind of lifestyle, and definitely never have to check in with anybody as far as, whether or not I can do something like that, just take off and take my son to the doctor. So let me stop talking and show you what you want to see, proof of income that this business actually works. So let me show you real quick. Wow, okay, not a bad week. I've had better, but it's pretty good when you have a slow week like this. First of all, let me just show you Lightyear Wireless. More importantly, $5,358. That's a slow week for me. Okay, keep in mind my best week is just a little under $8,000. with this company. Keep in mind I create different systems for other opportunities, but the Mailbox Profit System is my newest system, my newest automated system specifically for the Lightyear Wireless opportunity. And keep in mind also, I've only been promoting Lightyear Wireless for a few months. Okay, I'm brand new to this company, to this program, and already I've got, you know, checks for $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a week coming to my mailbox. But more importantly, it's also working for others. So if by chance you did watch the DVD and you haven't pulled the trigger and gotten started yet with Lightyear Wireless, I'm really scratching my head and wondering why. Please don't let another week go by without, you know, getting a check in your mailbox instead of just sitting here watching checks come to my mailbox. Do that now. I'll see you at the bank.
I'm going to show you also my bank account here. Actually, my bank statement for last month. I had the biggest month ever in Empower Network in July 2012. I made $53,000, actually a little bit more than that. And I want to show you this bank statement here just to prove it to you because, as my friend and mentor Max says, documentation beats conversation, right? So what I'm going to do is show you the the deposits and the money that I had put in my bank account. So you can see there's 65 different deposits for a total of $65,940 in money that I made, which is money deposited into my account from my business. Now, 53,000 of that, some changes from Empower. The rest was from other little stuff I got going on. So pretty good month, right? $66,000, just about 53,000 of it came from Empower. So I'm going to scroll down the side here. You see anywhere you see it says bank processing, bank CD deposit, or whatever, that's all Empower Network. Okay, you can see all this on the side here. All these big deposit amounts that coming through daily, all the time. And that's the total again. You'll see right here, total deposits and additions, $65,940.50. I made 53,000 of that with the Empower Network. So guys, there you have it. I had my best month ever last month in the Empower Network, making over a little over 53 grand, as I just showed you on the computer there.